Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Finn presses Grace for answers. Teasers for the bold and the beautiful reveal that Finn accuses Grace of something unexpected. After barely escaping a gunshot wound, John Finn Finnegan had been aware for weeks that something strange was happening with Liam Spencer's miraculous brain surgery. After 2 surgeries in a 24-hour span, Liam's vitals appeared way too good, and the scans were way too quick and clean. Finn discovered that there was more going on than first appeared when he examined Liam's wound. How could what appeared to be a small scrape on the back of Liam's head be used to remove a tumor like that? While Grace Buckingham has been behaving evasive and suspicious, Finn and Bridget Forrester have been racking their brains trying to figure out what occurred. At last, Finn approaches Grace and makes a startling charge. Is he now aware that Liam's tumor was never actually there? Has that been the situation? Did Grace acquire a cool $1 million by using Liam as a test subject? She has a lot of explaining to do for sure. Rich Forrester acts quickly after Eric Forrester tells him that Nick Marone is prepared to pop the question to Brooke Logan. Even though he is engaged to Taylor Hayes, he cannot let this happen. For months, Eric has been trying to convince Rich that Brooke is his fate, and this is precisely what he wants. Brooke, on the other hand, has all but given up and enjoys Nick's attention, so she boards his boat and is prepared for romance. She is unaware that Ridge is searching for her by racing through the streets of Naples. When he finally discovers her on the back of Nick's boat, he calls her name. But a terrible event is about to happen. Will Ridge save Brooke? And is she in imminent danger? Grace promises her daughter Paris and erases Liam's medical history. According to the bold and the beautiful, Grace Buckingham promised her daughter Paris Buckingham over the phone and erased Liam Spencer's medical records. John Finn Finnegan visited Liam at the Spencer mansion to see how he was doing, and to warn him about the potential problems from the procedure. Finn was skeptical since Grace hadn't mentioned to Liam that he would require physical therapy. Naturally, when Bill Spencer acknowledged that he had spent $1 million on the treatment, Finn's suspicions were confirmed. Reese Buckingham, Grace's ex-husband, was also mentioned. He had stolen Beth Spencer due to his gambling debts. Throughout the entire talk, Finn's wheels were undoubtedly churning. Grace spoke with the person in charge over the phone at the hospital, and told them not to ever again harass her or her girls. Because of the stress she's been under, Grace also snapped at a nurse before saying she was sorry. In an attempt to hide her identity, Grace deleted Liam's medical information in a single instant. Grace said she would do anything for Paris and her sister, Zoe Buckingham Kiara Barnes, during another phone call. Grace was so shaken by the perceived threat she had been facing that it seemed like she wanted to hear Paris' voice. Finn opened Liam's file on his laptop after returning to work on the episode. After Liam's brain bleed, Finn discovered that all of his medical records had been erased. Finn quickly made his way to Grace's office, mentioning that he had just returned from seeing how Liam was doing. Before asking Grace what was happening, Finn brought up the surgery's $1 million price tag. As Finn maintained he needed answers now, Grace became anxious. Rich Forrester apologized to Brooke Logan in Italy for his rude behavior following her appointment as CEO during the takeover. Before pondering what Ridge truly meant to tell her, Brooke inquired as to whether that was all he had to say. Shortly after, Brooke was whisked away for their boat trip by Nick Marone. Over the phone at the hotel, Eric Forrester updated Donna Logan Forrester on Nick kissing Brooke and getting an engagement ring. Donna urged Eric to locate Ridge right away and alert him. Eric informed Ridge of Nick's impending marriage proposal, and warned him that time was running out when he returned to the room. Grace harassed medical records were deleted. Rich Forrester attempts to speak with Brooke Logan by the fountain. The designer acknowledges that he was rude to her, and that it was his fault. She will always be loved by Ridge. The blonde had the same sentiments. Does he have to tell her that? Nick Marone appears while Ridge continues to apologize. Brooke is reminded by the seaman that they have plans. They leave and Ridge frowns. Nick and Brooke walk the streets a little later. Nick asks her if she's up for an adventure as they arrive at the boat. Eric Forrester searches the hotel room for Ridge, but he is nowhere to be found. Donna Logan gives a call to check on things. Nick has an engagement ring for Brooke, the patriarch informs her. Donna begs him to find Ridge immediately. Rich comes in and tells his dad he's sorry, but Brooke and Nick have already left. That Ridge allowed them to go astounds Eric. John Finnegan shows up at Bill Spencer's residence to see how Liam is doing. When Grace performs a miracle, the publishing mogul is ecstatic. Has Grace mentioned physical therapy? Asks Finn. It was never brought up by the doctor. It's another miracle, Bill thinks. Finn has concerns, and this technique may alter the way cancer is treated. But he hasn't heard of it. Bill believes they were fortunate. Even though he was a lab rat, Liam says he's happy to be better. Bill merely had to pay $1 million. Finn is shaken when he hears this. Bill only needed to save Liam. He had no idea who the money went to. They talk about Reese Buckingham's behavior, and how it was done to settle a debt from gaming. Bill gives his son a lecture about how to recuperate properly as Finn leaves. Grace shouts at someone on the phone over at the hospital. Oh, my hypothesis was correct. Her daughters are somehow involved. Grace tells the caller to stay away from her and her daughters forever. Paris Buckingham is in France with Thomas Forrester when Grace telephones him. She then expunges Liam's medical file. She wants to call Zoe Buckingham her other daughter, doesn't she? I suppose not. Finn visits his own office in the meanwhile and calls various people regarding Liam's medical records. All of a sudden they are gone. After that, the doctor visits Grace's office. The man shares with his coworker that Bill paid to save Liam's life. What's happening? Will Sheila reveal Lee's secret to Finn in order to give him another chance? In a startling turn of events, Steffi and Finn thank Sheila. What supporters have been saying for weeks was finally expressed. Steffi's life was saved by Sheila. Liam wasn't the only one who was shot in the chest. Sheila thought Liam was by himself when she went to see him at Bill's. It surprised her to find Steffi there. However, Steffi thanked Sheila for saving her life and begged her to stay. Later in the episode, Finn went to see Sheila and thanked his mother. His mother wouldn't be here if it weren't for her. Lee meanwhile is hiding something from everyone, including her own kid. She is caring for Luna's recovery. That's what she hopes will happen anyway. Luna deserves another chance at the life she was never given, according to Lee. She might turn the tables and tell Finn her secret once Sheila discovers it. She still desires a relationship with her kid, after all. Being aware of Lee's secret might help Sheila gain an advantage. Additionally, in true Sheila fashion, Sheila could control her son by making him feel guilty about not dating Luna. She may then surprise him by slapping him, revealing that Luna is still alive. Sheila and Lee are unlikely to become best friends anytime soon. It's safe to assume. Sheila is focused on her family. Having them in her life has always been her dream. Despite the fact that neither Steffi nor Finn want to ever interact with Luna again, she will find a way to bring them together now that they have both expressed their thanks. Although she may make the worst choices if she sees Luna alive, she believes that she is acting in this way because she wants her family to be in her life. To make it happen, she will even push Lee aside. Speaking in the persona of Grace, Creech told Soaps, "In this case, I'm an opportunist. I'm battling to keep my daughters safe. And I'm applying my medical knowledge." She clarified that although it wasn't the best choice, she made use of all of her abilities to get the intended result. Grace informed Paris over the phone that she would stop at nothing to help her children. Following the birth of her firstborn daughter, Grace moved to Los Angeles in 2022, which Creech characterized as a fresh start for her. The woman said, "She came to see Paris, who ironically is now living in Paris, and ended up staying. The two may wind up returning home as a result of this turn of events, as fan favorite Thomas is actually engaged to Paris. Grace has been very successful, but she hasn't really got anybody in her corner," Creech added. Creech said it was simple for things to spiral out of control in the absence of a support system. However, she affirmed that Grace will take all necessary steps to ensure the safety of her children. As viewers question who is threatening Grace's children and blackmailing her, this creates a whole new plot line. One would think that Grace could have found another means to get the money if she was smart enough to make someone think they had a brain tumor and experience the associated nausea. The plot is making fans anxious, and if this isn't the first time Grace has done something similar, it may have serious repercussions.